All right, boys. Beginner's guide to lowers. Nothing really crazy. I've been asked by a bunch of people, where do I start? What do I do? So something completely, different than what most people are looking at. This is a B&T Pro lower, APC 9, GHM 9. Takes AR grips, AR triggers, AR safeties if you want, but basically you can see it is a AR trigger in there, AR sear, AR springs, everything like that. It works with like the SD3Gs and some drop-ins and stuff like that. But I've kept it pretty stock. I like this trigger. But again, it's basically the same thing as an AR lower. That's what all these manufacturers are going to, because it is like Legos, super easy. This is really nice. If you're going to get a B&T, make sure you get a Pro. Don't get the one with the molded in grip. You want to get one with the detachable grip, so that way you can put on whatever you like. Works really well, but awesome. Kind of looking low end. Anderson, got the AM15. It was free to me, but it's been in other videos. Been dressed up with FCD, Geissele, BCM, ADM, B5, all that good stuff. Takedown pins are in spec, so that's why she got built out the way she did. I hadn't ever had an Anderson that takedown pins were in spec. They've always been wonky. Really like them, and really enjoy them. Now that really enjoy this one now that it's actually in spec. And then we kind of move up, and we go to like a Noveske. Their chainsaw. It's a B-line, which means it's a blem, but B5, FCD, 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 BCM, Geissele, FCD, FCD, FCD. This is actually, believe it or not, a relatively inexpensive Noveske. Obviously, some of their newer lowers, their N4s and stuff like that, are a lot more expensive. Got this for a killer deal, but like this is just a nice mil-spec lower, non-ambi. Super simple. My LMT, my Radian, even my Battle Arms development have more functionality as far as ambi, but a nice upper mid-tier lower receiver, really good. And then you got something bespoke like the Virtus, FCD, BCM, Geissele. Obviously, she's been pretty good. Kate Moss stock on there, really nice. But again, this one is bespoke. This one has pick rail on the back, so you can mount stuff up, and pretty darn nice. But again, this is something that is like way high tier. Can't even use a standard trigger in there. The Spear fixed that, but this sucker, you've got to use their Geissele MCX trigger. But again, what you're looking for on a lower, even if it's cheap, just beginner stuff. Your trigger pins being, the holes being tight so they don't walk out. Takedown pins that they pass through well from side to side. You're not having to fight to knock them out with a hammer, knock them back in with a hammer. These are pretty easy on there. Safety doesn't spin super big, wallow around. Trigger guard stays in well. The grip bolts up flush. The screw hole is not a pain in the butt to get into. I've had some like blem receivers where the blem apparently is the way the threads are. They're off like a degree, so getting a bolt started in there to snug it up is a pain in the butt. And then when it came out, they took threads with it, and that receiver was toast. But really, for beginner stuff, you don't need an LMT, a Knights, a Radian, even like an ADM or something like that. A nice Arrow, M4E1, a PSA lower, X15 lower from Arrow. You could even go Griffin Mark II Ambi for $200, and you're ahead of the game. I mean, one of the best, probably the best ambi setup for the price on the market. But you don't need to. And do you need a Geissele trigger? No. Do you need an FCD safety? No. Do you need a B5 SOP mod stock on an A5? No, you sure don't. Really, the heart of your gun is going to be barrel, bolt carrier, and trigger. Spend some money on a trigger. Do you need a Geissele? No. You can do LaRue. You could do Schmid Tool. There's a few others that I would recommend, but As far as what I like, Geissele, LaRue, and Schmid. Grip, they could be anything. Even I've had A2 grips on this. Works fine. Good safety. I like Ambi, not a necessity, but I like it. So, I'm a big FCD fan, but you could do Radian, you could do Badger. Heck, Aim Surplus has stuff. All this stuff, you don't need to have like a snazzy ping pong paddle and Ambi mag release. No need for that. A5 I like because it does soften stuff and I shoot suppressed. Cool, but you can get one. You can get just a regular carbine length. And do you need a SOP mod stock? Nope. You can get a Magpul CTR, probably one of the best stocks out there, and it'll be just fine. But as far as the lower, just in spec, and then you can work it. Your upper, which I'll get to at another time, your upper is what needs to, in my opinion, be where the money is spent, both on barrel, bolt carrier, muzzle device, that kind of thing, handguard. You want, honestly, up there, that's where everything, all the work's getting done. That's what you want to put your money in. I'll run a cheapo PSA lower with A2 furniture, waffle stock, A2 grip, and be fine. Single-sided safety and be fine. The upper, though, I want to put some money into the upper. So hopefully this helps, and I appreciate y'all.